Thanks for tuning into the Ontario Shard Show today. We have a very special treat for y'all today. It's an independent artist who's doing some major things on major levels. He's an educator, a military vet, a band leader, someone that I'm proud to call friend, the one, the only, Jay Lawson. How you doing, good brother?
I'm doing great, man. Man, what an introduction, bro. Wow. See there, man, Ontario. So you guys gotta excuse me. Me and Ontario go way, way, way back. So, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
sometimes it's hard to like be all professional with your long-term friends. I just
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a what's called an Orthodox day. We're gonna have some fun with
yeah,
this one
yeah.
for
So
sure.
I apologize beforehand.
For sure,
Look
for
at
sure,
you.
man.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Right.
For the ones that don't know, Jay, uh, him along with some other folks back home, they kind of gave me my start when I only knew like three chords on the guitar. They gave me my first start. They didn't care. They still let me grow with them and singing all out of key, songs all over the place. But they still let me be a part of the crew, and I'm very grateful for those for those lessons and learning from Brother Jay here and everybody else that's part of the collective. So publicly, I would like to say thank you, brother, for believing in me and really helping me cultivate my artist you know side of me, and also not just that, but show me how to be an actual positive human being and a man. So definitely appreciate you, man.
Hey man, hey, you made it really easy, brother. You made it
Yeah.
really easy. So,
Yes,
it
sir.
was a pleasure. You've
Hmm.
helped us out, me and the collective as
Hmm.
well, just being a part,
Hmm.
your energy and guitar playing and everything, brother. So,
Hmm.
um, thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. And
yeah.
just kind of break the ice for the people that don't know. Of course, we did mention some of the things that you do and some of the things you have done, but who is Jay Lawson away from the music?
Well, Jay Lawson away from the music is is a guy that's just trying to enjoy you know, where we're at and what we're doing at the time we're doing it. I really, think it's really important to appreciate the little things. So
Indeed.
um, I'm really
And
trying hard
then,
to appreciate
mhm.
something.
Yes, sir. And then, you have an incredible group called Desperado Orchestra.
Yeah.
Of course, when I met you, you had Runaway Soul. I think the first time I seen you guys was at what's the name? Birds, I think it was called Birds Orchestra Shack or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, so I see you guys at Aubrey Raw.
Yeah.
Of course, you had Streaming Satellites and Soul
Human
Project. But
satellites. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You played a
so
huge part in the streaming satellites, my brother. Thank you
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Great memories.
Yeah.
Man, what was that? What was the name of that venue? Uh,
Barnacle Beach down below.
yep.
Yeah. On Monroe Street. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good time. And like I said,
Wow.
the historic place, Almond Raw Bookstore, I think it's now called
Yeah.
Never Cheers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, shout
Uh,
out to Bubba Denard down in Tallahassee,
hmm.
Dr. Denard and his wife. They're
Hmm.
still doing great things. Shouts out to them.
Yes, sir. And then, like I said, now you currently have Desperado Orchestra. Like, how was
Desperado
that particular?
Orchestra, yeah. So that's
Yeah,
that's kind of
how
like
was that group formed?
our brand. My partner and
Hmm.
wife Megan Lawson, Megan Fong, she we partnered up in California
Hmm.
to try to do something, kind of new and unique when it comes
Hmm.
to in direction of music. I'm a rhythm instrument guy, kind of raised in soul music, and she had a jazz slash classical background with string instruments and violin and stuff. And we kind of teamed up and was really doing some great things in LA. And we took it to China, and now we're here in Hawaii and started to build a nice we have a music studio here where we teach, students. We have a nice number of kids that we kind of bring the dream to, and then we have a youth orchestra here that Megan, partners up with another lady here that does music education, and she's, hugely involved in the local
Hmm.
scene in that regards. And so we're still writing new music and working with a lot of the musicians here. It's just been really good. But that partnership kind of helps, me kind of be more kind of business savvy on that side, where the type of gigs now that I'm getting with with more of the corporate and the resorts and things like that. We have the insurance in play and the tax number and and all of that stuff to kind of make things flow a little bit easier, just being
Hmm.
more aware of the business side of the music
Hmm.
business. And yeah, it's been really good for us.
Hmm.
Desperado Orchestra. So, we
Hmm.
got music out.
Hmm.
So it's on all streaming
Yes.
platforms, and you've helped,
Hmm.
kind of get the sound out. Thank you very much as well.
No problem. No
Yeah,
problem
so
at all.
so that's kind of what Desperado Orchestra is.
And when I think about the Jay Lawson sound, I think
Mm.
about truth, rawness, fun, energetic, and very rhythmic. But how
Hmm.
would you describe the Jay Lawson sound? And for the ones that haven't seen him live, you gotta see him because it's not gonna be a boring show because my brother be all in the crowd. He'd be all doing some of everything with his theatrics. And it's not just a show; it's just him being him. Doing that performance. But in your own words, how would you describe the Jay Lawson sound?
Well, I really can't put it any better, my friend. Um, having fun, enjoying the experience, um, building memories, and using rhythm as a platform to be able to do all of that, you know, is I think it's a wonderful description of what I bring as an artist, to this medium. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I would describe it very similarly.
And then, of course, you're an incredible songwriter. Some of my personal favorites of yours, Outer Space, Five in the Middle Army. Um, uh, I just call it Window. I don't even know if that's ever the official term. Window.
Which one?
Window. I can always call it Window.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. And then, of course, when you guys did "Seeking My Soul's Salvation," that was another one of my all-time favorites. Uh, but when you look at your catalog as a whole, do you have like a favorite song of yours or a favorite one by the fans that they always request when you go out?
well, I really like Outer Space. I really like Outer Space. Um, it's a lot of fun to do. I'm here from outer space. Yeah, saw your shining star. It kind of has that funk, kind of like
Hmm. Hmm.
brown kind of funk kind of
Hmm.
vibe to it.
Yeah.
Really easy for me to kind of lay into it and get do the line dances and the
Hmm.
participation is kind of built in there. I really like Funky Mama.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
a
that's another one. Yeah.
one that we how it go? Sometimes I got to hear the line.
It's all good. So it'd be like that sometimes. It's all good. It'd be like that
uh,
sometimes.
this may be too funky for your
For your
mom.
mom. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Do, do.
if you bring it
It kind of,
here, don't start no drama.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
when the first time I heard that, it reminded me of old school P Funk type stuff. So
Yeah,
that I was like, he should put George Clinton on that intro.
yeah, man. But
It would have more interesting.
these are my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Parliament,
Mm-hmm.
Sly and the Family Stone, James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
These
Yeah.
guys really fostered such a love
Mm-hmm.
inside of me for the music to make me really want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a huge compliment that you hear those
Mm-hmm.
elements in songs because, those are definitely some of my biggest
Mm-hmm.
inspiration.
Mm-hmm. And when you go back to your childhood in the beginning, what inspired you even to get into music? Like, was it those particular artists that you just mentioned, somebody in the local community, a family friend? Like, what inspired you to say, okay, this is what I definitely want to do?
Um, I started, with music, of course, just like a lot of us in the church, right? And it wasn't necessarily by choice.
Yeah,
All the
gotta
kids,
do it.
all the kids had to be in the choir and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It wasn't like I'm not trying to like, be on some like high horse or something. I probably wouldn't have done it if I didn't have to. I'd probably be
go
somewhere.
do something. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, probably like eating candy somewhere. But
yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, so I started with the choir at the church, and I used to always get in trouble with my homies in the choir.
Hmm.
And the
Hmm.
choir director got tired of just like, you know, telling me to be quiet or me cracking jokes, making people laugh around me and stuff like that. So she put me on the drums. They had an old drum set that they got from what you call it? One of those shops that you take
Yeah,
bail,
like
not bail,
uh, like I said, pawn shop something.
pawn shop. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So they had got these drum set from a pawn shop, and
Hmm.
she put me on them, and I already had a sense of rhythm, and but I could only do little simple stuff like keep the beat on the bass kick or whatever, or keep the downbeat on the snare. But just the effect that it had with the music, and like when you did well, the appreciation that people had for it, and just how I felt when I was doing it, like just being a part of the sound and you know
Hmm.
I didn't just feel like I was a participant. I was like a part of the generation of the
Yes.
sound that made one of people participate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
um I was stuck.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know my journey pretty much went from that.
Hmm.
But I can remember thoughts of when I was younger, I had a
Hmm.
kid and stuff. I used to love creating melody
Hmm.
music, stuff like
Hmm.
that. I always had a love for the sound, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint, what it was, or
Hmm.
because it was such a huge part of my life, most of my life.
Hmm. I know with me, it started off as a therapy way to cope. That just had lost my dad. I was like 5 years old. He was murdered. So one of the therapists that I was seeing at the time, they recommended either sports or music. Of course, I was, started playing flag football and all that stuff too, but ended up getting like an acoustic guitar, Spanish guitar, and my aunt Felicity started teaching me piano. So that was my start. So I always, when I have other musicians on, I always try to see what made them, I guess, develop a love because everybody's journey is different and everybody got very unique stories. Um, and then even going back to the church, like you said back then, your family always made you go. You have to go to church. A lot of people was going to church every single day for something, and Some people, they're forced to be in the choir, some people's ushers or whatever it may have been. But that was my way of staying connected. I always say, if I have to be here, I'm gonna do something I just want to do. So I know that's
Yeah,
what helped me stay in as well. Even though, like I said, it was
it was
kind of
really
somewhat
yeah.
forced, but it worked out in the end. But I want to dive into two of your songs. One being Five in the Middle Army, and the other one being Tell the Youth. So, can you share the stories behind those two particular songs?
Five in the Middle was was I think it was one of the first songs I wrote, you know, um, as a solo artist after Runaway Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wanted to write something that kind of evoked some of the feelings
Mm-hmm.
that we had while experiencing things in the military, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not necessarily direct stories, but I just remember, there was like specific emotions that I
Mm-hmm.
don't think necessarily, at least I had the specific English words for, um, but like this song, these kind of lyrics and the kind of vibe
Mm-hmm.
I was able to create, putting it together, kind of really matched that. And I was
Mm-hmm.
able, playing harmonica
Mm-hmm.
was also a huge part of that song. I learned how
Mm-hmm.
to play the harmonica while, I was in Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
Kuwait, Iraq for 2003
Mm-hmm.
party that they had
Mm-hmm.
there. Out there, a little desert party that we wasn't necessarily,
Yeah.
you Um, but so I couldn't carry a guitar, but I had a harmonica.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It really helped me and some of the fellows I was around to kind of get through some really, really long times where
Yeah.
we experienced that level of boredom per se.
Mm-hmm.
It was mind
Mm-hmm.
blowing, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of like where that kind of song kind of that
And then
vibe.
you had Tell the Youth.
Tell the Youth the Truth
Mm-hmm.
was our Afro beat inspired song. Now, Afro beat kind of means a little different to depending how old you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right now the Afro beat label, there's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful artists coming out of West Africa, Nigeria, especially your Burna Boy and
Yes.
Wizkid and
Mm-hmm.
Rima and so many
Mm-hmm.
others that are
Mm-hmm.
really like pushing the sound out of a place that really needs to get any more recognition for for what they're doing down there. But I was more
Mm-hmm.
so of like what Fela Kuti was
Yes.
doing in the
Mm-hmm.
late 70s and stuff. I was hugely inspired by
Mm-hmm.
his and what he was doing. So this was definitely a Fela Kuti inspired song. Me being an educator was what inspired some of the lyrics to go. That's kind of like what I could kind of stand on and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the theoretical, political um, perspectives, pers-
Mm-hmm.
are so heated and
Mm-hmm.
polarized that having real political conversations is very hard nowadays. But I feel like there are still certain things that we can all pretty much like agree on if we just take the time
Mm-hmm.
to listen to each other. And I feel
Indeed.
looking out for the future generation and kind of helping out, making sure that they're okay. I think, you know, for me is I can feel pretty much comfortable going into any room and kind of standing on
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
Because as far as the regular political conversation, as when you relate it to like the Republican Democrat kind of debate, I have some harsh criticisms for both
Hmm.
of them coming from a perspective as a public school educator.
Hmm. And then we'll shift gears a little bit as well. We really get to dig deep into the artists that we have on. So the first one I have for you is, in your opinion, what do you consider to be your biggest accomplishment? One, in your personal life. Two, in the music.
Well, my personal life easily is being able to maintain and support a family, you know,
Hmm.
probably by far the biggest accomplishment that
Hmm.
I've, you know, to have a secure place to live,
Hmm.
like express myself,
Hmm.
express um my love for my wife and my
Hmm.
kids.
Hmm.
They can grow, we can all grow together.
Hmm.
I think that's what it is. I think by far.
Indeed.
Um, Musically, I think Desperado Orchestra,
Hmm.
by becoming a real part of the musical DNA of
Hmm.
the island and this place that we just happen to land and reside, I think
Hmm.
it's accomplishment. Like, we we are really like a working part of like the community here. We
Hmm.
play out pretty regularly.
Hmm.
We have working relationships with a lot of the youth here.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think I think I think that's what it is. I think that's the biggest accomplishment with music, to be able to be a working a part of a community to
Hmm.
sustain, you know, our music career. This is not what I imagined 20 years ago, but
Hmm.
hey, here we
Yeah.
are.
Yes, sir. And the most beautiful thing is, you're still doing it, and playing out regularly, because a lot of people, they're not getting no call, they're no invites, no nothing, so they had to,
Yeah,
do something else. But I think it's a blessing that you guys are still getting calls, and people are still, discovering your music, and you still inspiring people as
I'm
well.
really, really thankful for it.
Hmm. And then, of course, as you mentioned, your father, your husband, as well. So, like, what has those things taught you about yourself?
Um, I don't know, like that I'm still learning,
Hmm.
like you really try to be your best version of yourself to
Hmm.
kind of things work.
Hmm.
And that's a huge learning experience.
Hmm.
A lot about my pride.
Hmm. Yeah, with you.
I learned a lot about my strengths, my weaknesses,
Hmm.
all of that,
Hmm.
by just trying to, you know, move forward.
Hmm. And of course, you're a working musician, you're an educator, uh, your husband, and all these different things. Like, I guess, how do you guys like balance out the music side as well as the family side of things? Like, Can you give some advice on how to, I guess, balance those things out?
Well, I guess for me, I really don't try to separate it that much.
Mhm.
You know, because of the partnership that I have with my wife, it kind of makes it a little easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
all like kind of in it together.
yeah.
Um, so, you know, it's such a huge part of our life that is just like, you know, trying to the best of I, I wouldn't describe it as separating it. I would just describe it
Hmm.
as like trying to work with it.
Hmm.
Work, like because it's hard for me personally to stop being one and start being the other. You know,
Hmm.
being such a like a community member,
Hmm.
role that I play in the community is just like even as a music artist, like I still
Hmm.
have in mind that like this is Kaili's mom that's out there. That
Hmm.
this is
Yeah.
it's just there's a lot of things out there to kind of keep you honest and kind of keep you
Hmm.
um your behaviors kind of
Hmm.
civil, you know.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So, I think all of that because as an artist, going from a younger artist to a more maturing artist, like, there's certain
Hmm.
behaviors that, I know that I'm capable of,
Hmm.
that it's not too, it's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
You can't be jumping all over people and
No.
bumping and grinding and
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
he does the certain things. You gotta chill.
gotta be
Clothes
mindful. Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Like, man, we're older now. Like, hey, hey.
Most definitely, man. Because somebody's recording every single thing and don't want the grandkids. Oh, look at the shit. Is that my grandpa or papa or whatever? Doing some wild outrageous stuff on TMZ. Man, yeah, it's a
You
bad
know
look.
what? It ain't bad. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Yeah,
Face.
yeah, man, for real. And then of course, when it comes to obstacles, 'cause, we all have obstacles throughout our lifetime. Like, what was one of the obstacles you had to facing your life in which you had to really exercise your faith to get through it?
um, Maybe losing a major source of income in LA.
Hmm.
So we had this job, with a boss that,
Hmm.
things work out.
Hmm.
And, LA is a pretty expensive place to live.
Yes.
A lot of,
Yeah.
people that, are not doing okay there.
Hmm. Hmm.
And, but you really had to have faith in, your talent and
Hmm.
perseverance and working hard and
Hmm.
things like that to get you kind of through these times. And we ended up having opportunities and creating opportunities for ourselves that put us in a position that was way better than that opportunity that we thought we lost. So
Hmm.
so yeah, that was one time that I can really think of. Yeah.
Hmm. Definitely appreciate you sharing that. And then some people they want to know, like, when you're not performing, not educated, what are some of your hobbies that you have?
Um, well, I just put up a basketball hoop out there.
All right.
So I'm trying to trying to get this shot down, like throwing
All
my
right.
hip out or something, you know.
Oh man. Make sure you stretch. Make sure
Yeah,
you stretch.
yeah, my
That's
son
what's
is
up.
on 10, so I can still beat up on him real good, but man, they are gonna last very much longer.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I really try to spend that time trying to exercise and stuff because
Hmm.
you know, just getting to an age now where you gotta watch the blood pressure and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta
all
watch
that.
what you eat and all that stuff.
So yeah, so I try to if I have the free time or do something, I try to,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
yeah.
And, and for the people that wants to visit the island, what are some of the things that you would recommend?
Well, let's see. There's so many things, right?
Hmm.
Depending on the type of person that we are. Like here, the martial, like I was a jujitsu guy. That was
Hmm.
one of the things that I used to really like to do to kind of stay
Hmm.
on my free time. So if
Hmm.
you're a part of the jujitsu community,
Hmm.
I would look into like maybe taking a couple roles at the local classes and meeting a lot of the
Hmm.
there. And that's a nice way of introducing you to, a lot of the community events that kind of happen, you know.
Hmm.
Um, 'Cause, there's all different kind of people that come there that go to, that hit the mats. And some of my best
Hmm.
guy that built my house, I'm
Hmm.
jujitsu,
Oh, nice.
I would recommend maybe doing something like that. Some of the most beautiful beaches here are in the
Hmm.
so like just like getting you like you're filling your little water bottle up with water, get you
Hmm.
an umbrella and a chair and
Yeah,
just sit there and see how many wells you can count is wonderful and go dip out into the water, kick it. See, the water is kind of cold for me, so I can't
yeah, yeah.
like indulge in it too much unless it's really hot, because
Mm-hmm.
sea turtles and all this stuff. Leave those things
Hmm.
alone. Leave
Yeah,
them
yeah,
alone.
yeah, yeah.
Go out there messing with things and stuff because it's right there.
No.
Just because you can doesn't mean you
Hmm.
should, especially
Yeah,
out here. You,
yeah.
you know,
Get in trouble for that.
I get in a little bit of trouble for that.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. When I first went over to what was it called, Turtle Bay on
Hmm.
Oahu, we did PT at at Turtle Bay. Of course, I've seen turtles before, but I had never seen them that big. So I'm like, y'all see this? And then everybody's going up to them, and you know being for the country, that's people cook those things.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, believe it. They used to cook them out here too. They had to outlaw it, but they used to cook them out here. There's an uncle out there I just talked to. He said, "Man, that's some of the best eating that you could ever have in your life." Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
no, I was just saying, like, I just wasn't used to like people just like bypassing like it's just a normal thing. Being from Lake Jackson and going to the Clark River and seeing turtles, that was one thing. But Turtle Bay, that was a whole nother situation because I had never seen no turtle that big before. So it was just mind blowing. And then, of course, like you said, it's a lot to do in Hawaii, and especially the food. The food is amazing.
Oh, you got to check out the food scene, the
Yeah.
different types of food. There's a lot of different type of cultures here. So you got
Hmm.
Chinese flavor, the
Hmm.
Filipino flavor, the
Yep.
Chinese flavor, and then
Hmm.
you got the more local kind of food there. And
Hmm.
when I say that, like the poke, that's,
Hmm. Yeah, that's good too.
very similar to like your sashimi or sushi, but they do
Hmm.
it, on a bed of rice. It's really good. They do it up good out here. Like hiking. I know from my island
Yes.
specifically, like we
Hmm.
have some wonderful hikes out here that can
Hmm.
take to some wonderful waterfalls and views and looks
Hmm.
all over the island. So if you're into that, that's highly recommended.
Mhm.
Uh, and you gotta check out Waimea Canyon. That's like the
Mhm.
Grand Canyon of the Pacific is what they call it, just for
Mhm.
the books and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, some of the things. And then of course you gotta go to a Desperado Orchestra show.
Most definitely. That's your top priority. That's top priority if you're out there. And then speaking of, Desperate Ocean show, like, what's upcoming shows that you guys have, and what are some other things you guys got going on in 2026 and 2027?
Well, we have, let's see, well, right now on the books for sure, we're going to be
Hmm.
doing the festival coming up in June. We do the
Nice.
Southside Music and Arts
Hmm.
Festival. When we say
Hmm.
Southside, I mean the southern shore of the island, uh,
Hmm.
with our town that we have here in Kaloa.
Hmm.
We a lot of the local artisans and
Hmm.
come out and share what they do. And this is
Hmm.
our third year doing that, and
It's
it's been
beautiful.
pretty. Oh yeah, oh
Hmm.
it's been fantastic. So that's on the books, you
Hmm.
know. And then there's a couple. There's always prospects. They
Hmm.
got a thing called A Taste of Hawaii. I've been in talk with the
Hmm.
there. Hopefully, we might work something out with them. That's a
Hmm.
springtime, late springtime thing. There's a base here on island.
Hmm.
They have their um, local restaurant
Hmm.
scene there, where a place called Shenanigans. And, we've been in
Hmm.
talk with them, and then there's a place at the Hyatt, the resort
Hmm.
here. Have us play there 2, 3 times a year. For
Nice.
that. So that stays busy. If you want to come check out Jay Lawson,
Hmm.
know, I play every Tuesday at Kalapaki Joe's,
All
every
right.
Wednesday at the Seaview Terrace at the Grand
Hmm.
Hyatt. You
Hmm.
know, and
And
then
with those shows, do they need to buy tickets, or is at the
no, well,
door? Can you
he
roll
said you just come in and enjoy it.
in? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
enjoy it. Yeah.
And then going back to the festival, is that going to be a ticketed thing, or is it free to the public, or how
It's
are you
free
guys
to the
doing that?
public. So far, we've been able to get public sponsorship in a certain way
Hmm.
that
Okay.
we've been able to work it where it's free to the
Hmm.
public to come in and enjoy and experience it.
And with that, can you give us the location date for that again?
Oh, right now we have June 20th
Hmm.
of Kaloa, Hawaii.
Hmm. Hmm.
No, Kaloa, Hawaii, on the island of the Garden Island, they say, the beautiful Kauai.
Hmm.
So that's where we'll be having it, June 20th. It's an all afternoon, evening kind of event.
Okay.
Um, so stay tuned for further details.
Hmm. And
Check out.
if y'all get that flyer, man, definitely get that to me and we'll share that out too.
Boom.
Um,
Got it.
yes,
So
sir.
stay tuned.
Hmm. And then, of course, before you go, got one more question. Well, two more. Um, when you look back over your life,
Mhm.
who do you consider to have made the biggest impact on your life to help shape who you are today?
I mean, my father,
Hmm.
you know, for sure, as a whole person,
Hmm.
definitely was, I'm definitely thankful to have him in my life
Hmm.
in those regards.
Hmm.
He was probably the biggest influence in that regards.
Hmm.
Musically wise and coming through up, I think my main mentors that probably was Cody Chestnut, you know, our good friend, that we've both known for
Yeah.
for a lot of our adult life.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah,
So
that's what I always tell people. I say a lot of people have Michael Jackson that's influenced Prince, all these other people. I said difference between myself and other folks, I was around mines all the time. So I would use that as a break. I said, I always had, I had Jay Lawson, I had King of Falls, I had Cody Chestnut, and the list goes on. I said, all my heroes, actually got a chance to be on stage with these cats and really learned a lot. You know, the business side of it, the musicianship, all these different things.
Mhm.
And all those things I learned from you guys, I apply to still to this day. And so, like I said, I'm definitely grateful. You know.
Oh man, we had a lot of fun. You know,
Yeah.
we had a
Yeah.
lot of it was really good.
Yeah,
And
man.
it was therapeutic as well.
Yeah, indeed. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that earlier, and bless you, you went through some hard times, I could relate to, that close loss, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as well. But yeah, and the music really helps. It really
Yes,
does.
indeed. And before you go, can you share your social media in a way that people can book you guys as well as donate either to uh, the festival or just to the music in general?
Well, I think the easiest way to contact through us right now through the public scene is probably through
Hmm.
Instagram.
Okay.
With Yeah, Desperado Orchestra, uh,
Hmm.
the easy way to get in direct contact with us and just holler at us for any info or booking information.
Okay.
Um, we have Desperado Orchestra at gmail.com. So no spaces or anything.
Hmm.
Desperado Orchestra at gmail.com. There's also a
Hmm.
pretty good way of getting in touch with us. So we're pretty
Hmm.
active,
Hmm.
looking for messages and stuff. That's a easy way for us to book gigs here locally and as well.
Hmm.
So that's a good way to
Yes.
touch with us.
And also, too, would you like to say something to like the up and coming artists or somebody that's thinking about becoming an artist or a songwriter to inspire them?
Do it.
Hmm.
Like there's a difference between thinking about it and doing it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if you have an idea, pick that instrument up, try it out, play
Hmm.
it, get out in front of somebody, ask, and do it. Do it with somebody. Do it with other
Hmm.
people that are trying to do it, but do it. It's very
Yes.
important that the more you
Hmm.
do it, the more you get better at it. You know, people under people do not give practice as much importance as it should, you know,
Hmm.
just to get better at your craft, whatever it is.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
work at it, practice it,
Hmm.
go out there and do it. Learn
Hmm.
from other people, try to get around other people that are doing it in
Yes.
a way that you respect and
Hmm.
and try your best to work your way so that you can do it with them and learn from them as well. You know,
Indeed.
don't
Yes,
wait.
sir.
Don't Cody told me something that stuck with
Hmm.
me. And, you can't wait for somebody's permission to do this thing that we're doing.
Hmm.
So don't wait for somebody's permission. You get out there and express yourself.
Indeed. And a big shout out to Brother Cody Chestnut as well. Um, do you want me to play one of your songs or do you want to play it live for the people?
Hmm?
I said, do you
Well,
want yeah, do you want to play something live for the people or do you want me to just play one of your the tracks?
I could play something. Here, what
Uh,
about that one? Can you hear that okay?
strum again for me. Strum for me. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Can you hear the
Try
guitar?
to, let me see. Strum for me one more time.
I'm strumming.
Okay, yeah, I can now. Yeah. think I just lost audio there.
Almost smell the rain
There we go.
outside my window. I wish that I could fly away, but I don't have nowhere to go. I can see a change blowing like the wind. Wish that I could fly away. Shh. Brand new day is on its way. Life colors have meaning. Brand new day. I can see a change blowing like the wind. Wish that I could fly away. I gotta do a little bit of this though.
That's yeah, yeah, that's the one. That's the man
I'm in the
himself.
middle of the army.
Mhm. Yeah, that's my joint.
I'm in the middle of
Mhm.
me. I'm in the middle of the army.
Do, 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 do,
I'm
do,
in
do,
the
do.
middle of the
Where are
army.
you?
Walking, I still see. No one is looking at me. I'll keep fighting and I'll get through. I have no choice, that's all I can do. I'm in the middle of the army. I'm in the middle of the... Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That,
yeah, beautiful
uh,
songs, man. Definitely been
yeah.
a blessing. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, was joined by the man himself, the myth, the legend, the educator, the room mover, Mr. Jay Lawson. Thank you, brother, for this. And keep doing your thing. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
very grateful to call you friend, man. And keep going, keep going, keep going. And like I said, just keep being an inspiration to the world, man. And we definitely appreciate you joining in with us today. And
Oh, it's good
he
to
already
see you,
gave
man.
y'all a lot before. Yes, sir. And definitely bring them to your city, to your state. Uh, you won't be disappointed. Like I say, he's gonna give you a full hour or whatever you want. He's gonna give you full energy, some incredible original songs, some cover songs, and he's gonna be a blessing to the people. All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you, brother. Later.